It was March 23rd, 2008, and it was a Easter Sunday. We were gone all day on a patrol, just kind of clearing through the village, trying to find the bad guys, find weapons, all that stuff. It was a long day for us, and when we got back, we found out that we needed to go out on another patrol to support some propaganda that we were trying to spread to help bring out militia groups. My squad actually ended up not going out on that patrol. About a half an hour after the other squad left for that patrol, we got a call that we got hit. So we loaded up on our Bradleys and we took off to where we got hit at. And I remember the ramp dropping down and just seeing a Bradley sitting there completely engulfed in flames. I think I dismounted out of that track and ran towards that other Bradley quicker than I ever have in my life. Once we got there, my squad had to establish security above the Bradley to look for anybody that might be trying to ambush us as we rescue our guys. While we were up there, I was watching my guys work on the track trying to get the guys that were in there out. They just loaded up in the other Bradley and ended up taking off, not able to get into it. At that point, my fire team was stuck back there by ourselves in sector. We didn't know at the time, but the guys that loaded up in the other track, they actually ended up going to the hospital with one of the wounded soldiers that they were able to get out. A couple hours later, after we linked up with another company and we got back to our outpost, that's when we got called into platoon sergeant of one of the companies we were attached to, and that's when we found out the names of the soldiers that had died on the track. So here we are, Easter Sunday, March 23rd, 2008, and we just lost 4 of our guys, and one of them was critically injured from his wounds. Right there at that point was when my world completely turned upside down. I mean, obviously, that's the ultimate sacrifice. As a soldier, that's what we look at as our heroes, is those people that do give that ultimate sacrifice. Those are the true heroes of the war. Without that sacrifice, we wouldn't be able to do what we do by protecting this country. It takes that sacrifice. That way, those problems and those issues don't come over here and affect us. While I was over there, I saw a lot of different types of sacrifice. Obviously, my friends dying and some getting injured. The sacrifice I wasn't expecting to see was the sacrifice of the local nationals that lived in Iraq. When we first got there, we were in an area that was 10% Christian. And at first I was kind of blown away, like, I didn't even know there was Christians in that country. I was just expecting a bunch of crazy, radical Islamic groups that just wanted to kill Americans. I wasn't expecting to see any Christians. The problem was when we got in that village is, knowing that there was 10% Christians, I didn't see any of them. I went through a lot of houses that were completely vacant. Nobody was living there, but all of their belongings were there. And after a while, we started putting the pieces together. Those houses that we were in that didn't have people in there, but still had their property in there, those houses were filled with Bibles, and pictures of Jesus, crosses, and as we started asking questions and looking around a little bit deeper, we were finding out that those houses were filled with the 10% were the 10% Christians that lived there, and they were dying. It really made me question myself, would I be willing to make that sacrifice for my faith? Would I be willing to stand up for Christ if it meant my life? Seeing all that sacrifice has affected me by really bringing me into ministry. If I hadn't witnessed that and gone through those events and seen God work through my life and the lives of others while I was deployed, then I wouldn't be in the position I am today. Obviously, I have my life and I have my family, and that's something that, I have really close friends that don't have that anymore. But I owe it to them in a way to enjoy that with my own family. I owe it to them to do my best to change the world, to continue to change the world and impact people's life for God, because God gave me so much while I was there, and now I want to give the world that back. Turning the world upside down equals change.